Okay, so these are the tutorials for how to design within Instructure, or Canvas as they're now calling it. So always make sure you're logged in, or the website is byuh.instructure.com, and because there are other ways of logging into it, but that would put things outside of our account if you do that. So make sure you are logged on with byuh.instructure.com. That's very important. Anyway, so which means if you just ever want to log in, you just type in byuh.instructure.com, and if you're already signed in, it will just go to your home page. But that's the website to go to. And when you log on, it looks like this. If you're if you have teaching or design authority, and if you have ever been a teacher in a class, you have this, or a TA, you have this Start a New Course button. So I'm going to start from the beginning and show you how to start a new course. So we click on Start a New Course, and I'm going to call this Online Standards, because I'm actually going to make a class where we can copy things from in the future, and we're going to call it A-Online Standards. That means it will come at the top of the list of everything. I'm just going to call it again AA-Online Standards. And I say, well, you can actually build things with a wizard, but that we don't ever do it like that. So we just say save and skip the rest. Okay, so now you've got a course, but there's nothing in it. And I don't know why they do this, but you've got to publish it. So always publish it right at the beginning. Go straight to publish course and publish course. And then now your course is real. Okay, there's a few things we do. In our classes here, we change the homepage layout because we want to have the course modules screen be the thing that students see. Okay, so this is the class, but there's nothing in the modules page, so we're going to add a new module. Actually, in fact, before we do that, we're going to, well, actually, I'll show you how to add a new module. So test module. Doesn't have to be uppercase. Test module. Add the module. Okay, so we've added a module, and then we can start adding things to the module. We can add, before we do that, I'm going to show you class setup. So here's a module. Now here's all the different things students can see if we want them to. But in most cases in our classes, we don't want them to see most of these menu items. It gets confusing to them. You'll get to learn that at a different time. So what we do is we go into the settings. And by the way, this is where you add users as well. And if you need to change something about the class name, you can do it here. We don't bother with sections mostly. But users, this is where you can add users. And to add a user, all you do is you click on Add User, and you decide if it's a student, a teacher, a TA, or observer. Observer doesn't really work at the moment, but mostly it's these three. If you're adding a student or a TA, you just type it. In fact, I'm going to add a TA. Add a TA, and this TA is going to be byuh.onlinesupport@gmail.com. At the moment, we're using email addresses as the user IDs, and I'm going to add that user. Okay, so that's how you add a user. First you put the email address, you click to check it, and then you click again to actually add it. Okay? But then there's the navigation. This is where we get rid of these menu items. So right now it's showing that all of these are available to a student. And all we do is we move the things we don't want down here. We don't want to see discussions, we don't want to see... actually chat's okay. Pages, files, people, syllabus, outcomes, quizzes, modules. They don't need to click on modules because the home button does that. Conferences and collaborations. In some classes we use conferences. That's used DimDim. In our Business 180 class we use that. But other than that, these really are the four you're going to leave on the page. And that's it. Click Save. And you'll see that for the student everything else is grayed out, and announcements is grayed out just because there aren't any yet. But posting announcements is really easy, but these are the 4 that students can see. That's how you set up the class. So we're going to click on the home button to go back to the class. We've got our test module. Now I want to show you how to pull in a module or things from another class. We do this a lot. So you click on Course Setup Checklist. We want to import content. Okay, so in almost all cases we want to copy content from another Canvas course. You're going to select the class from a list. It depends on who you signed on it as to which access you have. But I've got it's an FA IDD 315. I've got a module there that I want to pull in. I'm going to copy from this course. Now you could copy the entire class, and to do that you would click on Copy Everything. But we typically don't want everything. If you just want a few things, you click on that again and it will uncheck everything. And then you can pick what you want. When we're clicking a whole class, we have to make sure let me show you this. If you're copying one class from one semester to another, you click on Everything, but you're going to have to go and uncheck all of these entries. We don't want entries from any of those discussions, we just want the discussions themselves. So remember that if you're copying everything from a class, I don't know why they default it that way. Doesn't make any sense, but lots of discussions in this class. So you'll have to do this for every one of them. Uncheck it, uncheck it, uncheck it. Okay, so then you would import the course content. And they've got a clever thing here where you give it the new date range for a class. So it was this date range, and you give it a new date range, and if possible, if you can use the same start and end day, so it starts on a Tuesday, ends on a Thursday, if you have the same kind of date ranges, like it's a semester, and you put a Tuesday and the Thursday, it will magically copy the new dates to be correct in the new date range. But you can also, let's say for example, the new class, you used to have due dates every Tuesday and Friday night, but now you want them every Wednesday and Saturday. In that case, you can use a day substitution, and you can say, well, what used to be on Tuesdays, move that to Wednesdays, and what used to be on Fridays, move that to Saturdays. Okay, so it depends on the dates we're using. Gonna get rid of those, and we don't want everything either. Okay, what I want is a module. I just want the Start Here module. So I'm going to pull that in. So I'm going to just check it, and that's the only thing that's checked. And I'm going to click on Import the Content. This may take a little while, so I'm just going to pause. Okay, so it went through that, and now it's telling me what I've got in this class now. And I'm going to go back to the home page of that class. And I've got this Start Here module. And I'm going to move that module. You see how we can move things? Move that module above the other module. So there's my Start Here module. Okay, so I've already got some things in this class.